You're listening to the official Temple University Football Coaches Show with Gelb and Chase on Philly's #1 college radio station, WHIP.
All right, 11:30 on a football Thursday, and it's a college football Thursday, and it's a Temple University Football Coaches Show with Gelb and Chase. This week we will take a look back at the offense, and we will touch up with running back coach Tyree Foreman. Tyree, it's Zach Gelb and Chase Sr. here at Temple University's campus, WHIP, Philly's #1 college radio station. Thanks a million for joining us today, and how are you?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing great, and we appreciate you coming on today. And I know Coach Rule, I was at his Tuesday press conference, and he talked about how in the bye week he sent some seniors home to just kind of clear their mind after the 0-3 start. What has been the tone this week in practice as you get ready for an 0-4 Idaho team?
Well, these guys have been chopping at the bit. Going into a bye week with a loss, everyone has a bad taste in their mouth, but these guys came out focused and hungry to get back out there and prove themselves.
Well, you've been here for a while here at Temple University. Haven't you gone through Steve Addazio and Matt Rule as well? So you've seen this program change a little bit. And last year was a lot of running the ball almost every single down with Montel and Matt Brown, which was the real strength of this team. Matt comes in there and he wants to make this offense a little bit more diverse, going to that pro spread, throwing the ball and running the ball on a consistent basis. What does that bring to the table when you're able to throw the ball and run the ball and be diverse?
Well, it makes it a lot tougher on the defense to game plan and figure out exactly what you're doing. It also gives the running backs cleaner box looks to run the football in. It's harder for defenses to fit runs when they have to also defend the pass. And when you have the ability to do both, it makes it that much tougher on the defense.
Tyree, it's Chase Sr. Thanks for hopping on and welcome to the show. Paul Palmer, we had him on our radio show yesterday. Obviously a storied great here at Temple University, a 1986 Heisman Trophy runner-up. Two good backs are on the roster now, Kenny Harper and Zaire Williams. I know Paul's doing a little bit of color commentating for Temple Football Network, but has he come down to the team and given some useful advice to those two young backs?
Well, being a Montgomery County legend, that's where we're both from.
Oh, okay.
Paul was a local hero to many kids in Philadelphia as well as back in Maryland. But he has been down here, and he's told those guys some things that will help them. They were also around. Kenny was also around a lot of other great backs like Bernard Pierce, Montel Harris, and Matt Brown. So he's seen it firsthand what it takes to be successful at this level. He's seen the leadership those guys showed every single day, and he's now taking the lead in that, and he's bringing Zaire along.
Zaire Williams was one of the top recruits in the 2013 class under head coach Matt Rule, and he's been really impressive in my opinion so far. Obviously a couple of things that he needs to work on, but when I first had seen him, I thought he was going to be a slash and dash back that would run outside the tackles, but he's shown that he can run in between the tackles as well. How impressive have you been with his performance, given that he is a true freshman and he's getting the bulk of the carries right now?
I've been really impressed as far as his work ethic and practice and what he brings to the table day in and day out, as far as preparation as well. He's hungry to learn. He's not one of these kids that thinks he's the star recruit, and he proved everything he needed to prove coming here. He's hungry right now, and he wants to go out and show everyone that he deserves the reps that he gets in the games, and he deserves the attention that's coming along with it, but he's not afraid to put the work in.
Tyree Foreman joins us on the hotline, Philly's #1 college radio station, WHIP. This is the Temple University Football Coaches Show, each and every Thursday with Gelb and Chase. And, Coach, you talked about Bernard Pierce and Montel Harris. You got to coach both of them at your time here at Temple University. When you bring in a young back like a Zaire Williams, would you sit down and show him some tape of Bernard and Montel just to show him how great he can be if he listens to you?
That's a little unfair to anybody coming in. Those two guys. Those guys did things that I didn't coach. God blessed them with something special, and I just had to make sure I got out of the way. I think it's my job to make sure that these guys understand that the sky's the limit for them. The talent that God blessed them with, they have to come here and continue to build on those, and I'm just going to show them how to be successful at every single level of football, from the mental aspect to preparation to taking care of your body. All that stuff's important, and I'm just here to guide those guys.
Bernard Pierce was a third-round pick of the Baltimore Ravens, had a really successful career here at Temple, and left after his junior year. Last year with the Ravens, he accumulated 4.9 yards per carry. Really successful year for a rookie running back behind Ray Rice. And during that postseason run with the Ravens, showed a lot of really good things when Ray Rice couldn't hold on to the football. He's really looking like a very viable running back right now, and he's getting some recognition now as the potential to be a top 10 back, especially with Ray Rice hurt right now and him getting the bulk of the carries.
Definitely. He has the potential to be one of the best backs in the league, I feel. He's big, he's strong. Guys don't want to tackle him over four quarters, and he's fast enough to run away from a lot of DBs. So he has the rare traits. He was compared to Adrian Peterson here his freshman year. Their freshman numbers were kind of similar.
Yeah.
Now I think he's going to get compared even more as his career grows.
Did you see that promise when he came to Temple?
To tell you the truth, he was very scared to get in his first game. He didn't want to go on the field the first play. But he got in the game the second play and had a 29-yard run when no one touched him, so he fell down. But he showed a lot of promise his freshman year, and he just continued to grow.
Now, how much does that help recruiting when you're able to sit a recruit down and say, hey, we developed some guys that have gone into the NFL? Because it's just not Bernard. You also have Rod Streeter playing, Adrian Robinson as well. How much does that help recruiting, showing that, hey, there's a lot of guys that from Temple University that are now in the NFL and that are having success?
It helps a lot. We don't want to hide from the fact that guys have goals to play beyond Temple University, and we actually embrace it. We want guys to have the ambition to be the best player they possibly can be. That's why we recruit these guys. We don't want to recruit guys that just want to come in and be satisfied with being a good recruit in high school. We want you to go on and pursue this game as long as you can, because time to play this game is very short. We want to make sure that we develop these kids as citizens, as students, and as athletes. We want to be the best in every single area. And if we're going to tell kids that, we want to make sure we tell them also to be the best football player you can be. You want to aspire to be a National Football League player.
This Idaho team that you're going to face coming up on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time as you make a long trip out there, they allow 42.25 points per game on defense. They're 0-4. They're looking like for their first win, just like how you guys are sitting at 0-3. What do you see on film? What do you have to do going up against this defense to have a successful day on Saturday?
We have to make sure that we take care of all the little things, which turn into big things. We got to make sure that we're on the proper landmarks, that we're coming out aggressive every single play, that we're taking care of the mental part of the game. The physical part will take care of itself through effort. We got to make sure that we go out. We're facing a team just like us. I mean, these guys know how hard it is to win a college football game. They know how hard it is to win a college football game, and someone has to take the back seat this weekend. We want to make sure we go out there knowing that we're both cornered, so we got to come out swinging. We got to make sure that we're going out to be the toughest team this week.
Kenny and Zaire have shown that they can run the ball effectively, but they haven't really been able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Is that something that you would like to see more of from them?
I'd like to see more of it, but our passing game is set up to where we want to get the ball down the field. We want to push the ball down the field, and when we do have the opportunity to catch the ball, we need to make sure we make the first guy miss and continue to gain yards. I think right now we have maybe 5 or 6 receptions on the year, but the best thing I'm happy about is that we haven't been tackled by the first guy on any reception.
Yeah.
Tyree Foreman joins us on the Temple University Football Coaches Show, Philly's #1 college radio station, WHIP. Coach, a few more questions right before we let you run. Chris Coyer, he's made that change from quarterback to that H-back and tight end kind of position. Would you like to see him implemented a little bit more in this offense as the season progresses? Because he's having a good start from that transition.
He's definitely having a good start. The thing when you have a guy that can do a lot of different things is trying to figure out how you're going to get him to do a lot of different things. I think that's one thing that we focus on this week, and have a defined role for him, and not just making sure that he's comfortable with one. I think he's a lot of different attributes that can help and benefit our offense. So I think we want to use him in a lot of different ways.
Jahad Thomas is listed as a D-back on the roster, but in that game against Fordham, he had a couple of really impressive returns to get the offense into scoring position. Have you been able to work with him on his returns, or was that more of a special teams job?
Well, I'm the special teams coordinator, so
okay.
I got to continue to develop that as well. And he understands the role that he plays. He was a high school running back up at Elizabeth High School.
Yeah, it's showing right now.
And he has the capability to change the game when the ball's in his hand. And coming in here being a defensive back, he only gets to touch the ball very few times. So he wants to, and he's hungry to make a big play happen when he touches it.
And you've been around a lot of players in your years here at Temple University, and even at your days at Army. And you have a struggling kicking game right now with Jim Cooper Jr. and Visco. How do you keep a player's confidence up? Because those are two young kids, and they haven't got off to the most ideal starts here at Temple.
Well, it's tough anytime you come in as a freshman and you're leaned upon heavily for the team in any position, in any aspect. What you want to do is give those guys a chance to see college football before they're thrust into the action. But sometimes you're not able to. And those guys got to come out and realize that every level of football and every season that they go through is going to be challenges. They got to make sure that they come out every single day ready to face those challenges. I'm most proud that either one of the guys have backed away or shied away from the tough question, from their teammates, from going out there every day attempting to be the kicker of our team. So they're stepping up in a way that shows me that they're going to be pretty good down the future.
No team wants to start 0-3, but if you're going to look at it as if the glass is half full, there's a lot of young weapons on this Temple team, especially on the offensive side of the rock, and on the roster as a whole, there's a lot of young talent. What does that say about the future of this program and some of the things that Temple can do moving forward?
Well, it says the future is bright, and it says that we're on the right path, and we're building this the right way. We're not looking for a quick fix. We're looking for something that's going to get us a long haul. With that said, though, we're not looking to not be successful this year. Our aspirations are to be the best possible team we can be each and every day we take the field. So we want to get better each day, each week to win games, and we want to make sure we have a solid future for solid base for the future to continue to win here.
Well, Coach, we appreciate a few minutes today. Thanks so much, and best of luck coming up on Saturday. Hopefully you guys come back here on that long trip with a victory, and we appreciate a few minutes.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Tyree Foreman right there, Temple University Football Coaches Show with Gelb and Chase. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back right after these short messages.